So in this video, I'm going to discuss some of the main mistakes that business owners make when they're starting a business so that hopefully you can avoid those things if you are starting a business. So the first mistake that I see is business owners don't do bookkeeping. So if you own a business or you're engaging in regular business activity, even if you don't have an established business, you should be documenting all of your expenses pertaining to the business, and ideally putting those expenses into accounting or bookkeeping software or even a spreadsheet and organizing them based on date, based on type, putting the dollar values and putting some notes and things like that. And also with bookkeeping, it's not just expenses, it's also revenue. So documenting the money that you have coming in. When did it come in, how much, where did it come from, what was it for, things like that. So that's really important to do bookkeeping properly. And I think a lot of people don't like doing bookkeeping. I mean, in general, for some people, it's just not fun, or they don't know how to do it properly. They were never taught. They just, don't want to deal with that. They think it's just for the government. Maybe it's stressful, but you should really understand how to do that properly. And it's not just for taxes. I mean, it is important for taxes that you're reporting those things correctly and also claiming all your business expenses so that you can reduce the amount of taxes you owe. But doing bookkeeping is also really important just for yourself to track the performance of your business so that you can see what your sales were for a month or a quarter or a year, and you can see what your expenses were as well. And then you can set goals and track progress and things like that. So definitely learn how to do bookkeeping properly and get off to a good start with your business. Make sure you're doing it properly and just develop good habits with bookkeeping right from the start, because when businesses make the mistake of not doing bookkeeping right from the start, typically what happens is, year 3 of business, maybe they get audited by the government for taxes or something, and it just becomes a complete nightmare. So just get off to the right start with it and develop those habits right from the beginning. The next mistake I see is that businesses don't file their taxes properly. And I get it. I don't like taxes. I think we should pretty much totally restructure our system. But you want to be careful as a business owner, because if you're not filing your taxes, you can run into issues. So again, it's kind of like bookkeeping. I know that a lot of people don't know how to do their taxes because we're not taught how to do our taxes, but you need to learn or you need to get help. And even if you are getting someone to do your taxes for you, I think it's really good to actually understand how taxes work so that you can be strategic, because a lot of times accountants are just going to do what they can based on what they gave you, but they're not living your life day to day or operating your business day to day, so they can't be aware of all these potential tax opportunities that you might have. The next mistake is not setting up the business properly. And this is a bunch of different things, but I see it all the time where people don't get a regular, business operator or vendor's license. They don't register their business. Maybe they don't get insurance. Maybe they don't get a business bank account. Just things like that. I see a lot of people that do those things incorrectly or completely ignore them. So it is important to follow all those fundamental steps of starting a business and also do them in the right order. And then that's actually the last point I wanted to make, is another common mistake that business owners make is they do things in the wrong order. So there is kind of a specific order with starting a business, things like choosing the legal structure and then choosing the business name and then reserving the business name and then registering or incorporating the name, the business. And then once you've actually done that, then you can get insurance tied to the business once it's actually registered and it exists. And then you can get a bank account tied to the business. You can't go to a bank and set up a business bank account for a business that you have not registered, or you shouldn't be advertising a business under a business name that you've never registered, or you're not going to be able to get an insurance policy for a business that doesn't exist. So those are things to be mindful. And again, just common mistakes that I see with business startups. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions about business startup, you can leave those in the comment section below. If you like the video, just click like, and you can also subscribe to my channel. I have a bunch of other videos on business startup and business management.